Alright, so I decided to wait on the rest of the Wishmaster movies and instead do, focus on the Species films. So, this is the only one I have physical media. I have access to the other three. Pluto TV and Peacock, I think, has them too. But at least here in the United States. So this is the first one, but there's some Blu-ray from Walmart. And basically, what it is that the scientists, they received a transmission from space. One of them, there was two transmissions. One told them how to make a special fuel, I guess it was, and the other one was containing alien DNA to mix with human DNA to create life, I guess. And so they created Syl. And when we first meet Syl, she's a little, 12-year-old girl played by Michelle Williams. They decide that she's too dangerous, so they, Finch, played by Ben Kingsley, decides to gas her. Well, she breaks out of her confinements, breaks through a window like she's Captain America, and runs off. So, to get her back, Finch organizes a group of specialists. We have Preston Lennox, played by Michael Madsen. Laura, played by Marg Helgenberger from CSI. I think it's Alderman. Not familiar in this character. We have Forrest Whitaker, who's the psychic. And they are on a task to get Syl back before she procreates with a human and creates offspring. I like this movie, okay? I've seen all four, but I don't remember 3 and 4. I've watched the first two a few times. But I've only seen 3 and 4 once. I don't remember much of either of those. But, yeah, so Syl's on the run, and she transforms from Michelle Williams, a young Michelle Williams, to a fully grown Natasha Henstridge. And she's naked. And then she's, right, as soon as she grows up, she's on the prowl for men. She wants to procreate. And they don't want her to procreate because who knows how many in a litter, how many she can give birth to at once, which we'll get there. Something I want to address here is that I've always thought that there's a scene that really doesn't make sense why it's here. So they're in a time crunch to get Syl back. So they decide, instead of trying to get her back, go out there and find her, because she's in LA, they're like, oh, we should try to recreate the experiment, but with only alien DNA. The scene goes nowhere because they're, testing it, and Laura's in there, and she takes Press in with her, and something goes awry. It starts to grow, and all it does is waste time in the movie to me, because this experiment, they don't learn anything from it. It doesn't go anywhere. It just wastes time, and it makes Finch look more of a dick. Whereas before, yes, he's a bit of a dick, but he wants to stop this experiment from spreading. He actually, has good intentions with this. But here, And you can see he has good intentions too, where he doesn't want to let Press and Laura out because he didn't want to spread anything. But there's a certain point, he's going to set the whole thing on fire anyway, and they're right by the door, and he refuses to do it. It takes Forrest Whitaker punching him in the face and then pushing the button to get them out and then setting the thing on fire. It's only in there to waste time. And there's kind of enough wasting time because we also follow Syl as she learns to equate herself with Earth, even though she has a short lifespan, which I find it weird that they say she took a couple days to go from an infant to Michelle Williams, and then she went from Michelle Williams to Natasha Henstridge really quick. Why didn't she then go from Natasha Henstridge to someone in their 40s or something? Jesus, I don't know. But she's looking for someone to bang, and I guess she can sense impurities in people. Which is why she gets away from. Another thing that was weird is probably in another scene they kind of just added to pad out the time is that she's sitting on this guy in the bar, right? And some other girl comes along, takes him away. And then this chick has to go into the bathroom, so she kills him. So that you assume, so that she can then go with that guy. But then she goes out and hooks up with another guy. Not the guy that was with the chick. So why kill it? Except for to add a kill scene, why have that in there at all? It's very confusing. It's very confusing to me. But yes, so and once they figure out what she looks like, she's not safe, right? So she kidnaps a woman, and she cuts off her finger, her own finger, and she sees that it grows back. So she sets up a trap. She makes it look like she died, and then she dyes her hair brunette, not black, like Digger Shadow says in his review. Okay? It's brown. You can see on the screen it's brown. She got it from the commercial earlier. Dye her hair brunette. That's why she did it. And so she's sneaking around, and she decides she's going to pick Press to be the one that she wants to procreate with. But he wants to hook up with Laura in the hotel because they think that they've won. So they're all celebrating. And Forrest Whitaker's drinking his Long Island iced teas when he doesn't drink alcohol. I thought the reason was because it messes with his psychic powers, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Anyway, though, Syl ends up hooking up with Alfred Molina. We get a sex scene. We get two sex scenes sort of back to back. We get Press and Laura. And I found this weird the first time I saw it because to me, she's the lady from CSI. And she's like, come over here. And she gets down on her knees and she starts pulling his pants down. And I'm like, I never thought I would see the lady from CSI try to go down on Michael Madsen. We don't see it, of course, but that's what's implied. We see titties too, so that's nice. And then we see them do. We see a lot of Alfred Molina. We get some man ass, and from Michael Madsen, not Alfred Molina. We get some man ass from Michael Madsen later, but we get sex and. As quick as she grew, it's even quicker because, like, they finish. And then she's like, it started. It's like, what? Life. Because he doesn't realize that she's Syl. And then he realizes, but then he gets killed. And, so then Forrest Whitaker's character, I forget his name, Dan. Dan knocks on the door. He's like, guys, Press, Laura. They're like, what? You see man ass? He's like, what? Syl's alive. I just saw it. She's in there with Alfred Molina. And as soon as he kicks down the door, she bursts out the wall. And let me tell you something about the effects. So H.R. Geiger, you pronounce it, he designed the creature for this. Pretty good looking creature. When it's practical. Yes, there's a lot of moments where it flashes the weird things in her head. And that's pretty cool. Although H.R. Giger wanted to go on for 20 minutes instead of 10 seconds like we see in the movie, I think they made the wise choice. Yes, she escapes. And they track her down to the sewer and a cave system within the sewers, I guess. And she gives birth to one child. Didn't they say that they were worried about her giving birth because of how many they could possibly have? Well, there's one thing they forgot. This movie is on a budget, so we get one child. And it looks normal 1 second and turns another. They kill that one and then still attacks with horrible 90s CGI. And they kill her with a grenade launcher. And so, I think Ben Kingsley at some point gets killed during this. I think. I may be wrong, but he's not in this standoff. It's just Press, Laura, and Dan. Dan almost gets killed, but he's not. And then we get a sequel bait with a mouse chewing on one of the titty tentacles we saw, and then he attacks another rat with its own tentacle thing. That's the sequel tease that's not followed up on in the sequel. However, I do like the way they follow. I do like the way they do the explanation for the sequel, because I don't know where they would go with a rat, but yeah. So this film, I think, is a good film. I think 1 and 2 are the better ones. I don't remember the other two, but I don't think they were that good. But yeah, the acting is great. All the characters are pretty good. You know, between even all the actors. You got some good actors here. Ben Kingsley, Alfred Molina, Michael Madsen, Mark Helgenberger, Forrest Whitaker, even Natasha Henstridge. I think this is one of her first roles. She does a pretty good job. It's this fish out of water type story. It's all really good. Special effects, for the most part, when they're practical, are pretty good. Even the little flash things are pretty good. But when you get the CGI, that's when it's like, yeah. Johnny Quest. It reminds me of Johnny Quest. Or Beast Wars or something. But it's all done very well. Even some of the score that's in this, I think, is actually pretty good as well. So before I give my rating, I should tell you, I am changing up my rating systems. I'm finding it very difficult to rate things with numbers. I've been doing it for 2.5 years, but pretty much 3 years. Started in 2019. It's a 2-year anniversary, but I've technically been doing it for 3. You know what I mean? But, yeah, so, as you may know already, my standard rating, Fry in Hell is a 0 to 1. Movie that's just terrible. Never want to watch it again. Never want to think about it. That's a Fry in Hell. 2 to 4 is a So Bad It's Good, where it's a bad movie, but I can stomach to watch it and I can enjoy it for what it is, like Tammy and the T-Rex or The Room, Happening, stuff like that. Spoiler for when I do The Happening, I guess. 5 and 6 is middle of the road. I've been doing that lately. 7 to 9 is the newest rating. Pretty good. Yes, I'm taken from Larry David, but he's the man anyway. He gave us Seinfeld, so pay tribute. And of course, a perfect 10 is To the Moon. So, with that in mind, Species is pretty good. So, what are your thoughts on Species? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.